The next modulation technique what we are going to discuss is quadriphase shift keying. So in the last topic, that is binary phase shift keying, we have calculated the probability of error. So whatever modulation technique we are using, our main aim should be to reduce the probability of error, that is the proper detection. So that is one of our aim. And another efficient utilization, another aim is to efficiently utilize the channel bandwidth. So here, compared to BPSK, that is binary phase shift keying, quadrature phase shift keying is one of the bandwidth conserving modulation technique. Here, so here we are we are modulating, that is we are using 2 bits at a time, and for representing 2 bits we are using 4 signals. That is the carrier takes on one of the 4 equally spaced values such as pi by 4, 3 pi by 4, 5 pi by 4 and 7 pi by 4. So we can define the transmitted signal as Si of t root of 2e by t cos of 2 pi fct plus 2i minus 1 into pi by 4. So here in this equation, Si of t represents the transmitted signal. So Si of t here takes 4 values, that is S1, S2, S3 and S4, where in the equation E is nothing but the transmitted energy per symbol, that is symbol indicates 2 bits. So here we are transmitting 2 bits at a time. So therefore E is the transmitted energy per symbol and T is the symbol duration. So it varies with the TB. TB is a bit duration. Capital T is a symbol duration now. And here the carrier what we have used is cos 2 pi fct, which is fc is nothing but the carrier frequency. So here it is equal to nc by t, which is nothing but nc is any integer value and t is the symbol duration. So depending on the t, that is bit period, that is symbol period duration, we are setting fc. Now here next, so here what we are going to do is we are going to first use gray encoded set of die bits, that is 10, 00, 01 and 11 for the representation of symbols. So here what is the meaning of gray coding is the bits, the whatever the coding we have used, it just from one symbol to another symbol, it varies from only by a single bit. So now here what is the signal space diagram of a QPSK signals? So now here again we have written the signal Si of t, that is whatever we have transmitting. So Si of t is equal to here as per the equation it is given. So what we have done in the previous equation, that just we have expanded, which is cos of a plus b. So it is given by cos of a plus b in this equation. We have just written as cos a cos b minus sin a sin b. So this is as per the mathematical equation. So when you expand this one, here in this equation one of the cos 2 pi fct is missing. So just make the correction there. So now here when you just see this equation, so here phi 1 of t is equal to root of 2 by t cos 2 pi fct, that is here. So here in this part, so this cos 2 pi fct should come here. So cos 2 pi fct should come. Now so when you just compare this equation with the standard equation of Si of t, which we have seen in the last module, that is it is just any signal Si of t is represented by S1. For example, if it is S1 of t, it is just S11 phi 1 of t plus S12 phi 2 of t. So that is the representation. So as per this one, if we compare this one, so phi 1 of t and phi 2 of t is given as per the given equation. That is phi 1 of t is equal to root of 2 by t cos 2 pi fct and phi 2 of t is equal to root of 2 by t sin 2 pi fct. The t varies from 0 to capital T. So these here, the main thing to note here is there are two basis functions. In the BPSK there was only one basis function. So here there are two basis functions. So now here the two basis function indicates what? The whatever the signal space diagram we are going to draw, it is the two-dimensional signal space. Okay. Now what are the coefficients? Coefficients means if it is S1 of t. So here I told you that there are four signals, S1, S2, S3, S4. So in these all four signals, what are the coefficients? So coefficients are, it is root e cos of 2i minus 1 into pi by 4 and minus root e cos of 2i minus 1 into pi by 4. So these are the coefficients. Now, so the QPSK signal has two-dimensional constellation. Okay, so these are the here this is the input die bit, then phase of the, if we are transmitting 1 1, for example, the input bit which we are transmitting is 1 1 continuously. So two bits are modulated at a time, two bits are taken at a time, and whatever the signal is transmitted with respect to 1 1 is, it is again a carrier with the phase shift of pi by 4. So here the coefficients with respect to 1 1 is root of e by 2, root of e by 2. Then again for 0 1 it is 3 pi by 4 phase shift, 0 0 5 pi by 4, if the die bits are 1 0 it is 7 pi by 4. So the example of the binary sequence, if the input binary sequence is as per the given example, that is, this is the example. So what is done first is, the even bits and odd bits are separated. So odd number sequence are here 0 1 1 0. So these are the odd number sequence. So that is what is done. So with that one we are multiplying phi 1 of t. So this is the output what we are going to get. Next, with the even number of bits, with the even number of bits 1 0 0 0. So we are going to get again it is multiplied with the phi 2 of t. So we are going to get this sequence, the second one. Then both are added, that is both are added, and we are going to get a S of t. That is the signal what we are going to transmit. So this is a signal space diagram of QPSK. So here there are four regions, that is Z1, Z2, Z3 and Z4. So Z1 belongs to message 10, Z2 belongs to 00, Z3 belongs to 01 and Z4 belongs to 11. So here now how to generate the signal, how to generate the QPSK signal. So here QPSK can be interpreted as the combination of two BPSK signals. So here what we are doing, first when we take the input binary input, so with the help of polar NRZ level encoder, we are going to represent, that is electrical signal is represented in terms of ones and zeros are represented in terms of electrical signal using polar NRZ level encoder. So once we get the signal from there, so we are going to separate the odd sequence and even sequence. So with the help of demultiplexer. So the function of the demultiplexer is to divide the binary wave produced by polar NRZ into two separate waves. So odd numbered and even numbered. So odd numbered sequence are going to multiply with the phi 1 of t, and even number of sequences are going to multiply with the phi 2 of t. So whatever this upper part, this one part we can say 1 BPSK, and this one more part we can say 1 more BPSK. So this is how we can just assume that QPSK is just it can be obtained with the two BPSK signals. Now, so this is how the QPSK is generated. So phi 1 of t is root of 2 by t cos 2 pi fct, and phi 2 of t is root of 2 by t sin 2 pi fct. Now, how to detect it? That is, how once we are transmitting s of t, that is s1, s2, s3, s4. Now, whatever we are receiving, it is not as the same as that of what we have transmitted. So here whatever we got here, that is here it will be x of t. We have got x of t. What is x of t? X of t is nothing but signal. Either it will be s1, s2, s3, s4. So in general we can write si of t. Si of t plus w of t. What is w of t? W of t is nothing but noise, channel noise, which gets added with the signal. Now again it is a coherent detector. So coherent detector, we are going to use correlator. So first part in the correlator is multiply the received signal with the phi 1 of t and phi 2 of t. So x of t into phi 1 of t, again x of t into phi 2 of t. So again when you take the integration, again you are going to get a x1 and x2. So whatever x1 and x2 you will get it, again it is sent to the decision device where it is compared with the threshold. If x1 is greater than 0, then decision is taken in favor of 1. If it is less than 0, decision is taken of 0. So if x2 is greater than 0, decision is taken in favor of 1. If x2 is less than 0, decision is taken in favor of 0. So here once the decision is done, so both the signals are multiplexed and the estimate of the transmitted symbol is done. So how to calculate the probability of error of a QPSK signal? So as we have seen the calculation of probability of error in the BPSK, so whatever x of t is there, it is simply si of t plus w of t. So s1, s2, s3, s4. I is equal to s1, 2, 3, 4. And again, what is x1? So with this figure, what is x1? So from the figure only we can just make it out. x1 is equal to, see here, what is x1? This is x of t. X of t into phi 1, integration of x of t into phi 1 of t. So we have written same thing here, that is x1 is x of t into phi 1 of t. So what is x of t? So when you just see here, that is when you multiply with the phi 1 of t, any received signal into phi 1 of t, you are going to get Sij. This already we have seen in the output of the correlator output. So it will be just what you are going to get here, it will be just a Sij, that is the coefficient we are going to get here, that is root e cos 2i minus 1 into pi by 4. Then again here x2 also we are going to get only the coefficient, that is root e sin 2i minus 1 into pi by 4. So when you just take 1, 2, 3, when you substitute I is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, you are going to get either plus or minus root e by 2. Same way x2 will be equal to plus or minus root e by 2 plus wt. Now if you get plus or minus root e by 2, we can just say which symbol is transmitted. So if it is plus root e by 2, it will be 1. If it is minus root e by 2, it will be 0. So in this way, it is going to, when you get x1 and x2, and when you give this x1 and x2 to the decision device, it will tell you which symbol is transmitted. Now here, so according to the equation 1 and 2, so these two PSK signals are characterized as follows, that is whatever E is there, so signal energy per bit. So here the signal energy per bit is equal to E by 2. So I told you in the previous section only, that is capital E is nothing but the symbol energy, the energy in the symbol. So what is the bit energy? It will be obviously E by 2. And the noise spectral density is equal to N0 by 2. It is a spectral density of the additive white Gaussian noise. So now here we can express the probability of coherent binary PSK. So already we have seen that the probability of coherent binary PSK is Q root of E N0. Actually it is 2 times of EB by N0. But here here you know that it is E by 2. So therefore here we can just get Q of E by N naught. Now here I have just written what is the BPSK. So it is Q of root of 2 EB by N naught. So 2 EB, that is 2 times of EB is what? It is equal to E. 2 times of EB is nothing but E, because E is the symbol energy. There are, in a one symbol in the QPSK, there are 2 bits. Therefore, so one symbol equal to 2 EB. So it can be just, we have written it as this one. Now what is the, so here we note that bit errors are in phase and quadrature phase. Whatever the whatever x1 of t and x2 of t here, whatever we got, they are statically independent. That is, they are not dependent on each other. The decision is not dependent on each other. So therefore, we can calculate the average probability of error. That is, so for one BPSK, we have Q times of root of E by N naught. So for 2, that is for 2, what is the correct probability of error? So for 1, it is 1 minus P dash, because for in phase, that is, so this one we are calling it as, so this part we are calling it as an in phase channel, and this part we are calling it as a quadrature channel. So for in phase channel, what is the probability of detection? Probability of correct decision. It is equal to 1 minus probability of error. So always we have, if probability of error is PE, what is probability of correct decision? It will be 1 minus PE. So here there are 2 channels, that is in phase and quadrature phase. Therefore, the probability of error will be equal to 1 minus P dash whole square. That is, here we can say that it is square, because there are 2 channels here. At the receiver part, there are 2 channels, that is in phase channel and quadrature phase channel. So therefore here, so we can see there are 2 channels. This is one channel, this is one channel. So the probability of error with respect to this channel is Q times root of 2 by N naught. Here again it is Q times root of E by N naught. So now, so what is the probability of correct decision? It is equal to 1 minus P dash the whole square. Now what is P dash? That is with respect to only one channel, it is 1 minus Q times of root of E by N naught the whole square. So when you just expand this equation, so you are going to get this equation as, so nearly the probability of error is equal to, nearly, that is probability of error is equal to 2 times of Q, that is here. So the other things here we are neglecting in equation number 4. So we are getting 2 times of Q, that is Q function of root of E by N naught. So as we know that in QPSK there are 2 bits, so we can just replace E by 2 EB. So here we have just replaced probability of error is equal to 2 times of Q function of root of 2 EB by N naught. So this is the bit error rate of QPSK signal. That is the average probability of bit error in a QPSK signal. So we can say that the bit rate of BPSK system for the it is same as that of BR of the BPSK, but the channel bandwidth is saved in QPSK, because we are transmitting 2 bits at a time. So in the time duration of t seconds, we are transmitting 2 bits. So this is a power spectra of QPSK signal.